Yo, 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 what's happening? What's up? What's good? So, in this video, we're going to talk about theft in the moving industry. We're going to talk about your employees stealing cash from the company. We're going to talk about your employees stealing from your clients. And we're going to talk about your clients not wanting to pay for their moves, theft of services. I've experienced all of these things over the last 4 years running my company here in Denver, Colorado, Headband Movers. If you're not familiar with the channel, my name is DJ. And I've been a professional mover for just about 10 years now. I've owned 2 moving operations, and I've worked for very large moving companies throughout the United States. And I just like to talk about my experiences in the moving industry, running my moving company, and try to give you guys as much game and as much advice as I possibly can to help you with your moving hustle. So before we hop into the video, first things first, shout out to all the subscribers. Really appreciate everybody who rocks with the channel, man. I appreciate you guys. Somebody reached out in the community, asked me to do this video, and I have a little bit of time this morning. It's Saturday. It's cold here in Denver. We're rocking a 3-man crew on a 3-bedroom move in our 20-foot Isuzu. They're out there right now. They're moving somebody's stuff out of storage into a luxury apartment near downtown Denver. And then I got another guy in the dump truck. He's doing a haul out to the dump right now. So it's a very low-key day. I have some time to knock out this video. It was a request by somebody in the community. So let's talk about theft in the moving industry. Now, if you've been in the moving industry, you've been a mover, an operations manager, maybe you've worked in the back end side of the business, right? Office manager, sales team. It doesn't matter if you've been in the moving industry, you've probably experienced theft at some point in the industry. I know that I have when I was a mover working for bigger companies, for smaller companies throughout the United States. I've experienced theft as a lead, as an operations manager, and unfortunately, I've experienced as the owner of my moving company. Sometimes you're going to hire the wrong guys. It's very important that you're very thorough with your hiring process and you're asking the right questions in the hiring process. Have you ever been convicted of a crime? Have you ever been to jail? What have you been to jail for, right? It's important that you're hiring people who have integrity and they're honest about their past, right? If they have a past where they've been to jail, it's important that they're honest about it up front. And if they're not, they're probably not a good fit for your company, right? We run background checks on all of our employees. It's a part of our process. It's not something that I did when I first started operating my moving company, but now my company's bigger. We have more responsibility, and it's important that we're hiring the right people that fit our culture. It's important that you're hiring individuals who have integrity, right? That they care about their reputation. That they care about their clients, right? They care about the team. They care about the company. And I know it's easier said than done, but you got to put in the time in the recruiting process to vet the people that you're hiring to make sure that you're hiring the right people that match your culture and individuals that you can trust. Background checks, we run them through Gusto. Gusto is our payroll process company. They handle all of our payroll processes. The guys are able to track their hours, get their W-2s and all that stuff. They offer a service for background checks. So we background check all of our employees. It's important to know who is working for you, right? I don't want to hire a sex offender because a lot of our clients have children, right? And sometimes those kids are on the move or they're there while you're doing the move, right? I don't want to hire somebody with multiple DV charges. I don't want to hire guys that beat up their wives. It's just somebody that I don't want in my circle, right? I don't want in my warehouse. I don't want in my house. And your clients don't want people like that in their house as well. I don't want to hire guys with long track records of theft, right? So it's important that I know who's working for my company, so we run the background checks. And that's helped us out a lot over the years, just knowing who's working for our company, right? So if you're not running background checks, I highly recommend that you do. And if you don't, you need to be very thorough in your hiring process. Ask the right questions, right? Don't just hire somebody on the fly. I've been there, especially when I first started my company. I started at the peak of the pandemic, right? It's hard to find good labor. I'd put out an ad for hiring and I get like 3 guys to respond to the ad. Now, if I put out an ad, I get 100 people that respond to the ad, right? So when you're first starting your company, there's a lot of pressure especially when you're booking a lot of jobs, right? Because you'll get to a point in the busy season where you went from doing 4 jobs a week to doing 12 jobs a week. You're getting burned out. You need guys to do the job. So sometimes you hire out of desperation, which I recommend that you don't do. Be very thorough in your hiring process. Um, so theft in the moving industry. Let's talk about your employees stealing for the company. Your leads are going to be responsible for handling your contract, for tracking time with the customer communication, and accepting payment. That's the process in our company. At the end of the job, the lead sits down with the customer, collects payment for the move, goes over the contract, the customer signs the contract. That's our process. If the customer pays in cash, the lead brings the cash back to the warehouse, and we have a deposit process for the cash. That's our process. During that process, the lead is going to be responsible for managing the money, right? And sometimes we do really large moves and the customers want to pay in cash, thousands of dollars in cash. It's important that you trust your lead and you have a tight relationship, a tight bond, because they are handling a lot of cash and they're handling cash every single day. So it's important that you trust your leads to manage that cash, right? To have integrity and to not want to put that cash in their pocket. Now you're going to hire guys sometimes that are going to steal from you, right? They're going to take the money from the job. They're going to put it in their own pocket. That's happened to me when I was first starting my company. We didn't accept cash payments, right? I had been in the moving industry for like 6 years leading up to my second company, and I've seen some very shady things at very large companies where they're operating 30 plus trucks in a market, a lot of movers. That's a lot of cash, right, coming in every day. And I've seen theft firsthand as a mover. So when I started this company, I was like, okay, I don't know these guys. And until I get to know them, we're only doing credit card payments. We're only doing check. We're only doing Venmo, Zelle, right? To avoid, the guys handling so much cash. And when you don't know somebody, you don't know somebody, right? And we got to earn that trust and we got to build that trust over time. So when I first started the company, we started with the credit card payments first and checks. And then about 6 months in, we started accepting cash payments. A lot of people wanted to pay in cash to save the processing fee, right? Or a lot of people don't use checks anymore, right? That's the older generation that want to use checks. So we started accepting cash. And within the first week, we had somebody steal from the company. We had a lead that was working for us. He was a real solid guy. He was friendly. Everybody liked being around him. He had experience in the industry. But when he was coming into the job, he had been laid off. He hadn't been working for 3 months. He was behind on his bills. He was really desperate to get a job when he started working for us. So he ended up becoming a lead because he was so solid and he had experience. I trusted him. He ended up stealing about $750 from a job. It was a Sunday. Usually I meet the guys at the end of the day, accept the cash. But for whatever reason, I wasn't able to do that. He took the money home with him and ended up paying bills with the money. Not sure what he actually did with it, but that following Monday, I'm cleaning out the trucks. Walk up after I've cleaned out the trucks, I walk up to him. Hey, yo, let me get the cash from the job on Sunday. Hope everything went smooth. Hope the customer tipped you out, yada, 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 small talk. He looks at me, he goes, yeah, I don't have the money. Okay, where is the money? I had to pay some bills. So you used the company's money from a job to pay your bills. And then he just told me, yeah, it's not a big deal. Just take the money out of my paycheck, right? Well, I'm definitely going to take the money out of your paycheck and you're going to have to go find another job, right? He didn't understand why it was a big deal, right? I've worked all week. I got a paycheck coming in. It's not a big deal, man. You make all this money, yada, yada, yada. It is a big deal, right? If somebody's going to take cash from a job and go pay their bills with it without running it by you first, that's an issue, right? So he ended up not working out for the company, ended up firing him from stealing cash from the company, ended up trying to file an unemployment claim and brought a lot of more drama to the company, right? Told me he was going to fight me, beat me up, but he stole money from the company. At any time, he could have reached out to me and talked about a cash advance, but he decided not to, right? Once that money hit his pocket, he felt like it was his and he can spend it how he wanted to. If you got guys like that in your company, you need to figure out a way to get them out of your company, right? When you're running a small business, every job matters, especially in the early phases of your company, especially in the slow season. And a $750 hit is a big hit, man, especially to a small business owner. You're going to hire guys, and if you give them the opportunity to take advantage of you, they will. So you got to have plays and processes in place, a payment process, right? What does your team do with the cash once they get back to the warehouse? Are you going to meet the team at the end of the day to get the cash from them? You need to have those processes in place when you're scaling your moving company. It's just unfortunate, man. You're going to hire guys, give them an opportunity, give them a job, pay them well, and they're going to take advantage of you. It's just a part of the industry, and it's really unfortunate, right? Hiring somebody, trusting somebody to come work for your company, paying them well, and they steal from you. So you need to have plays and processes in place for cash payments in your company to ensure that you're not being taken advantage of as a company owner. It's going to happen at some point. You're going to hire the wrong person. It's just unfortunate, right? I've experienced that over the years when I've worked for larger companies, 30 truck operations. I've been in situations where I've seen leads still, $5,000, $6,000 plus on really big jobs, right? They take the money and then see ya. And the company owner's like, man, what happened? Operations manager's like, hey, where's the $7,000 for the job? They can't get a hold of the lead. The lead bounced, right? He took the money and then he hit the road. So it's going to happen. Let's talk about your employees stealing from your customers. This sucks, man. Your reputation is everything in your community, right? Especially for your moving company. Moving companies already get a bad rap in the industry, right? You hear about moving companies every season taking advantage of the elderly. It's mostly brokers and out-of-state movers, but holding people's stuff hostage. Moving companies get a bad rap, right? So your reputation is everything. You're going to hire guys that don't care about their own reputation. They don't care about their own reputation. They're not going to care about your reputation or your company's reputation. It's unfortunate. You're going to hire guys like that, but your reputation is very important in your small business, in your community, especially for your moving company. Got to be diligent about who you're hiring. You got to be thorough, man. You really do. This summer, we experienced theft for the first time. One of our employees stealing from one of our clients. We did a big job from Denver to Evergreen. It was a full pack and move. It was about a $6,000 to $7,000 job. It's a big job. Day one is packing, and then day two was moving, right? So day one, we had about 8 movers on the job packing the house. It was a really large house. We filled up 3 moving trucks. The customers had really nice stuff. They had a full bar with, all of your bourbons and your whiskeys in it. And, they had a lot of fine artwork and they had a lot of electronics and stuff. It was a higher end client, right? And they had the money to pay for a full service move, which is expensive. A lot of people can't afford a full service move, right? So we go in there, we pack everything up. On this particular move, I had 3 employees who had never been on a pack and move with me. And they had been with the company maybe 2 or 3 months. And I typically don't put newer employees on pack jobs, right? I want to make sure that one, they're trained and prepared for the pack, and then 2, that we have built that trust over 2 to 3 months before I put you on a pack, right? When I first started the company, if I did a pack and move, I was on every pack and move, right? Especially the pack portion. And if I had guys that I didn't know working with me, I was in the same room as them packing, right? We all packed the same room together. So if it's a 3-mover pack, we're all in the kitchen packing it at the same time. If a guy was like, no, man, I'm going to go pack this room by myself. No, you're not. We're all packing together. If you got a problem with it, clock out, head home, I'll have somebody else come and work, right? So when I first started my moving company, we all worked in the same room together. So if you're have a smaller team, or you're worried about somebody stealing from the company, that's something that you should consider doing, right? Be on those pack and moves. Work with your team in the same room, right? Have everybody working as a team in every phase of the pack, right? In the kitchen, in the master bedroom. Also, let your clients know, hey, pack all of your cash, your passports, your medication, take care of all that stuff before we come. That's stuff that we're not going to pack for you. It's really important that you're packing away your jewelry and your small electronics, your laptop. Pack all that stuff before we come. We'll handle everything else for you. You need to have that conversation with your customer, and then that information needs to be in your service contract, right? So when I first started doing these pack and moves, I always worked in the same room, especially with newer employees. So we're working on this job this summer. Everything's going smooth. The pack goes really well. The customers had a great experience. They bought everybody lunch. They tipped everybody out day one. It was great having the full team together on a job, right? Everybody's vibing. We're listening to the music. It's a great day. Day two is the moving portion. We knock out the move. Everything goes great. Customers buy everybody lunch, tip everybody out again, $50 to $100 each day, right? The customer had a great experience. I was on the job the entire time, both phases. The customer would pull me aside. Your guys are great. They have great personalities. Everything is going smooth. We appreciate you so much. We're going to refer you to everybody in our network, to our friends, our family. I'm like, awesome, man. Like, that's how you want the move to go. You want the customer to pull you aside and say, your guys, are awesome. They have great personalities. They're really respectable, and they're hitting all those marks, right? That's great when the customer pulls you aside and has that conversation. So the move went really smooth. They ended up referring us to their brother, full pack and move as well, a week later. So, a $7,000 job and then another $4,000 job, right? So you can see why your reputation is important, because people are going to refer you over time. So we do the pack and move for the customer's brother. That move goes smooth. And then a week after that, I get a call from the client. She's like, hey, how's it going, DJ? I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, how you been? She's like, I've been good. I hate to give you this phone call. And I'm like, oh no. What happened? Did the guys break something? She goes, no, we're missing some headphones. And I'm like, oh, okay. Wow, are you sure? Like, have you unpacked everything? You unpacked all your boxes? She says, no, I'm sure. I'm going to send you a picture of a map where the headphones are located, right? So she had GPS on the headphones. They're the Apple's earpods. They're the earpods, right? So you can track those earpods if they get stolen. So she sends me a picture, a screenshot of a map with her headphones, and right away I know who has the headphones, right? It's one of my employees. It's his house. It's his apartment building. And I'm like, fuck, man. Haven't dealt with my guys stealing from a client. This is a new thing for me. I feel really bad, right? Integrity is everything for me. I live a life of integrity, right? The people around me need to have integrity. So I'm bummed right away. I know one of my employees took the headphones, but I'm hoping that, it's a situation like I have the same headphones. I think I accidentally grabbed the customer's headphones. Let me give those back to you. I'm hoping that that's the situation. Unfortunately, it's not. So I tell the client, I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to get you the headphones. She says, all I want back is the headphones. I don't want to call the cops. I don't want to get this complicated. I just want my headphones back. I say, okay, cool. I'll get you your headphones back. Can you do me a favor? Can you tell me where the headphones are at right now? Because I want to be sure, right? I want to be sure before I pull this person aside and talk to him about the stolen headphones. So she sends me another screenshot of the map. That particular day, we had 3 to 4 trucks on the road. Everybody in the company was working, right? So I knew exactly where everybody was at. She sends me the screenshot. It's the same guy uh, from the previous screenshot. So I knew who it was. So I'm like, all right, I got to pull up on him, get these headphones. It's not what I want to do. I was going out with my family that day. We were going to go to Waterworld and have a good day. But it's something that I had to do. I had to get this guy off the job. If he stole from one client, he'll probably steal from another client. If he stole from one client, he'll probably steal from me. If he steals from me, he'll probably steal from the team, right? So I pull up to the job. I pull him aside. He's got the headphones in. Just right away, hey, man, let me see the headphones. Why do you need to see my headphones? Let me see the headphones. Hands them over to me. Tell him right away, I'm going to connect these headphones to my phone. I have an email from a client who says her headphones are missing. I think these are the headphones. Right away, he says, no, they're not the headphones. My neighbor bought these on Facebook Marketplace and gave them to me. They're a gift. They're not the customers. He was actually on the job. He was one of the packers on the job, right? So he gives me his story. I listen to it. Open up my phone. I have the customer's iCloud account, her email, and then I go to connect to the headphones. And then when the headphones pop up, it says my employee's name. So it's his name and then headphones. And he goes, see, that those are mine. My name is on the headphones. I go, okay, cool. Let me connect. I hit the headphones, and then boom, the customer's email pops up right on his phone. So he'll go, can you explain why the customer's email is attached to your headphones? He goes, I don't know, man. Maybe my neighbor bought the headphones from our client. I go, come on, man. Don't lie to me. You know, these headphones aren't yours. They belong to the client. You stole them from the client. I was hoping you would tell me, hey, I made a mistake. I thought they were mine, but he didn't. And he doubled down on his lie. Got really upset with me. Told me he had to go home, right? Could have called the cops, right? Could have did that whole thing, but the client said, hey, let's not get the cops involved. I just want my headphones back. Should have called the cops on him. Yeah, that should have been the situation. But he leaves, hops in an Uber, goes home, doesn't work for my company anymore, right? So that's just one situation that I've experienced over the last 10 years, but that's the first situation in my moving company where one of my employees has stolen from a client, right? Really unfortunate. And this is a guy who was late every single day, who had an attitude problem, right? If he did something wrong and I'd pull him in my office to talk to him about it, he would just blank stare at me, wouldn't say, okay, yeah, no problem, I'll make some adjustments. Yep, I definitely understand. He'd just stare me down, really upset, always late, man, always had a chip on his shoulder, had problems with other guys on the team. He was a cultural issue in the company. I should have recognized that sooner and gotten him out of the company, right? And I regret that I didn't get him out of the company as quickly as I could. Once he first disrespected me, I should have started to realize that he wasn't going to be a good fit, you know? So very unfortunate, man. My reputation's on the line. These people are probably not going to refer us anymore. Really unfortunate, man. You're going to hire people that just don't have your best interest. And, you know, they're going to figure out ways to take advantage of you, steal money from jobs, or steal stuff from your clients. You know, it sucks. It sucks because you put so much time and money and effort and energy into your business, and it sucks hiring people, man, that just take advantage of you. Sometimes employees just suck. But it's your responsibility to be thorough in the recruiting process and make sure you're not hiring guys out of desperation. You're taking the time with the interview process to make sure you're hiring the right people. Sometimes you feel like you hired the right person and then they let you down, right? They steal headphones from a client. We had to deal with that this summer. And then, you know, this particular individual referred a friend, right, to work for the company as well. And this guy was stealing from gas stations, right? The team would pull up to get gas. They get their snacks. We had a gas station right down the street from our lot. we'd go in there every single day, right? For years, right? We knew everybody that worked inside the gas station. We never had an issue, and he would go inside the gas station and steal his snacks, and he'd be wearing the company shirt, and he did it multiple times, right? He had no problem stealing from corporations, right? Whatever his reasoning was, oh, it's a corporation, they can afford it, but he's wearing the company shirt, right? He's wearing the headband shirt. So it's very obvious. So this gas station ended up reaching out to us and saying, hey, we don't want you guys to get gas here anymore. Your guys are stealing from the company, making the team look bad, making the company look bad, make me look bad, right? Stealing snacks, right? He can't afford his snacks in the morning, so he's going to steal them, and he's wearing the company shirt. You're going to deal with stuff like that, right? You're going to hire guys like that, unfortunately. Hopefully you don't. Hopefully you never have to deal with your employees stealing from you or stealing from your customers or wearing the company shirt, stealing from gas stations, right? But it's going to happen. Can't stress enough, just be thorough, man. And if you have problems with guys on your team and it's a consistent thing, they're constantly late, they don't follow the playbook. They do what they want when they want to do it. They don't listen to you, right? Start to write them up. If they don't get better, see ya, right? Get them out of the company quick. Your reputation is important, very important. The most important thing is a moving company owner. So you want to make sure that you're hiring the right people. So both of those guys are no longer with the company. We have a really solid team right now. I can trust everybody on the team. I don't have guys stealing cash from me anymore, right? You got to make sure that you're just very thorough. Next, let's talk about your customers not paying for their move. So you're going to experience chargebacks. Okay, what is a chargeback? A customer uses their card to pay for their move, and then they contact Visa, they contact MasterCard, they contact American Express and say, hey, I booked these movers, they damaged everything, they said they were going to do this and they didn't. I'm going to do a chargeback, right? They'll do a chargeback, and then the credit card processing company will have to give that money back to the client, right? So you're going to experience that. I've experienced it, unfortunately. We've done $1,000 move before. The customer pays for it with their card, does a chargeback. The card company takes that money back, and we're out $1,000, right? You're going to experience that. So some pointers on chargebacks. You need to have terminology in your bill of lading, in your service contract that discusses your payment policy, right? You need to have a contract, right? Your customer needs to sign that contract and sign that estimate before the move even takes place, right? You are agreeing in that contract that, hey, I'm going to provide this service to you and you're going to pay me this much money, right? It's really important that that's the first step in your estimate process before you do the job, is to have your customer sign that contract. Terminology, go online, right? What is your payment policy? And it's really important that you're on point, right? And each state has different laws and regulations about payment policies. You need to do the research and figure it out for yourself, right? That needs to be in your service contract. And you need to have that conversation with your customer, right? These are our form of payments. You're going to pay after the move is completed, right? You need to have that conversation with your leads as well. Everybody needs to be on the same page about the payment policy. And you need to have a contract in place. So once your customer signs that contract, there's no guarantee that they're going to pay you, right? But if they do a chargeback, there's an investigation process, right? And you need to have as much information for that process as possible. Pictures of the move, communication from the client, right? We have transcripts for every single phone call that we have with our client. Our business is tied into AI. And so we have full transcripts, and we can open those transcripts at any time, right? And where we discuss the payment process with the customer, right? You're going to provide those transcripts to the investigator. You're going to provide pictures of the move. You're going to provide the contract, and that'll help you get the money back after a chargeback, right? So that's theft of services. If somebody hires you for your services and they don't pay you, that's a theft of service, right? So it's really important that you have a contract and that you're having conversations with your customer about your payment process. And it's important that you're following through, right? If you tell your customer, hey, we're going to wrap all the furniture, and then your guys show up and they don't wrap anything and everything gets damaged, they're probably not going to want to pay for the move, right? You told them you were going to do one thing and then you didn't, right? So you told them that you're going to provide this service at this level, right, of expertise, and then you didn't. You fell short. So they feel like, hey, I'm not going to pay for my move. You said you're going to wrap it all in my furniture. You damaged everything, right? So it's important that you do have a contract in place, that your customer's signing the contract and signing the estimate and agreeing to the terms of your services before you even do the move. If you do not have a moving contract, go online, find one, have ChatGPT help you out. I highly recommend whatever contract that you do use, you retain a lawyer for a couple hours to go over the contract and make some edits, right? If you want to operate a moving company and protect yourself, it's really important that you do have a conversation with a lawyer about your contract. So, yeah, man, theft in the moving industry sucks. It's really unfortunate, but you're going to experience it as you're scaling your moving company, and it doesn't matter if you're making $70,000 a year, if you're making $1 million plus a year, right? You're going to hire the wrong people, and people are going to take advantage of you at some point. So it's important that you have plays and processes in place, man. So that's my video on theft. I hope you guys got some knowledge from the video. It's really unfortunate that you even have to deal with thieves running your business, but you're going to hire the wrong people, unfortunately. Just be thorough with your hiring process. And man, just be super thorough. Yeah, really unfortunate, man. Really unfortunate, but hey, it's part of the moving industry. So, all right, man, that's all I got for you guys. Hope everybody's working hard, working smart, grinding, not sweating the small stuff. I gotta go, man. Peace, peace, peace.